Easiest ways to shoot a time-lapse on your Sony camera, or at least in this case, the Sony FX30. Fam, mga kapatid, you've got 3 options and perhaps the easiest one isn't the one you actually might go for, but more on that later. Although we're using the Sony FX30 today, the methods that we're going to be displaying and demonstrating in this video also work with more recent cameras like the Sony A6400, ZV-E10, and so forth. For the first method, we have recording in movie mode. If you haven't done this before, it's pretty much recording at whatever settings you like, whether automatic or manual, then importing your footage into a video editing software and changing the clip speed to whatever % or time duration you like. Just make sure to scale in your footage to fill the frame. Typically, I'd like to get the time-lapse down to a few seconds. You'll see a lot of these style of time-lapses with Casey Neistat's videos. If you want to make things simpler, instead of using the movie mode, use the S&Q mode if you have it on your camera model. It'll be a dial on some cameras or a mode dial on others. By using this mode, you'll eliminate the need for video editing software as your clip is already sped up. Before recording anything, we'll go into the camera settings, go into the shooting menu and change the frame rate to 24 frames per second. Then depending on the effect that you'd like to get, you can change the S&Q frame rate to 1 or higher. Now we can go back into our camera's exposure settings and achieve 2 different effects. By using slower shutter speeds of less than 1/100, we can get more motion blur in our time-lapse. But if we use faster shutter speeds of 1/250 of a second or faster, we get less motion blur. It's up to your taste, but no matter what settings you use, it'll speed up your editing process for sure. But if you're patient enough, the best way to capture a time-lapse is by photo. This may be the most time-consuming method for taking a time-lapse and editing it, but it is the best because of the high resolution that you get with photos as opposed to videos, at least on most cameras these days. Plus, you'll be editing the image in RAW format, which gives you more than enough flexibility to alter an image the way you'd like without degrading the overall quality of the image. But it's not all hard work because unlike having a shutter release device like the DSLR camera days, in Sony's recent cameras, you can just use their interval shooting mode. Go right into the shooting menu to start taking time-lapse photos, navigate here, put in your desired settings as much as how many shots you plan on taking and interval duration, and as you see in the corner, it shows how much time it'll take to complete the time-lapse. After shooting all the photos, we'll import it into the Adobe Lightroom, edit the first photo the way we like, and copy the settings and paste it on the rest of the photos. Then we'll export it into a folder file, and then import it into the video editing software, where I'll turn all the photos into a compound clip, fast forward the whole thing, and when we're done, we'll export it as a video, and this is what we get. Because of the extra effort it takes to create these, you're better off saving this technique for something that involves architecture or landscapes. That's right, no extra accessories. But hey, practice one, practice all of these, because now you know how to shoot time lapses. Just don't forget to actually hit the shutter button or record button. Learn how to shoot slow motion over here, or learn about composition over here.